Well, we started FairScent somewhere in 2013. Idea came basically when there was a colleague of mine who was looking to buy a motorcycle, and he raised that money to buy that motorcycle through the Facebook. That gave me an idea that yes, there is some kind of a concept which is like social lending, and we could aggregate these people, your friends and family, and to give you money rather than going to a bank. So that's where the whole thing started off, and thereafter, as they say, is history. We worked on that.
It's a very nascent stage. We are a business what e-commerce was, let's say in 2001 when Redefine India Times started. So it was kind of, people were scared to kind of use a credit card online. People were scared to use internet per se online and give out their details. So we are at that stage. So it's going to take a while for the brand to kind of get established, get credibility, all of that. Having said that, as an organization, marketplace is highly curated. Curation at a level where we knock off close to 90 to 95% of the borrowers who register on our site, and we use a lot of technology interventions to kind of make sure that we are picking up the right set of borrowers. Plus, we have very smart underwriters from banks and financial companies to kind of take care who to pick and put it online. On the lending side also, we have criteria of a lender. You cannot be a lender just because you feel like to be one. You can only become a lender once you have an earning of 10 lakh rupees, an Indian citizen, the bank account, the PAN card, to have doubled in shares and stocks. Only then you can become a lender. Otherwise, so there's a criteria for the lender as well. So it's a highly curated marketplace, not free for all. People can come and just do whatever they feel like. So
P2P lending, I understand exchanges. I've always worked on platforms like matrimony platforms, job platforms, property platforms. To build an exchange, that's what we understood, and we felt that a financial exchange would make sense, wherein you can actually remove the banks from the system or a financial institution and get into a direct lending system, wherein people are able to directly lend to each other, thereby saving costs. What we do is we make sure that the lenders build a portfolio on a platform. It is not one-to-one, it is one-to-many. The other thing we do is that we actually curate the borrowers. It is not that anybody and everybody can come and borrow the money out here. We do a proper due diligence on each and every borrower. Actually, we reject 90% of the borrowers. What we do is we do a proper data analysis of the borrowers. We credit appraisal them. We give a risk bucketing of them. We actually rate them on risk profiling, and then the lenders are free to choose each one of them as per their liking. So Vinay and I started the company, and we bootstrapped the company from our life savings. Thereafter, we first funded 18 months to 24 months. We ran the company on from our savings. Thereafter, people like Devesh, Sachdev and Ashish came in, who are promoters of Fusion Finance. And in the last round, Mohandas Pai through RN Capital invested in our company. So we've always got very pedigree investors. We've been very choosy about it. It's not about, for us, color of money is important.
I know both Rajat and Vinay for a long time, and both of them have worked with me, and I have been advising them. So far the journey has been wonderful. With me, both of them have handled very variety of jobs, and to see them all leave some very good jobs and get into something like this, actually I was very happy that they did what they did, and I wanted to support them. More than the money, I think it's a question of contributing to the organizational success. It's a fairly new and nascent organization, and fairly new in terms of the behavior itself. I think the biggest challenge for FairScent is, I think we have to accept it. There's still a lot of cash flows floating around in the economy. So typically the unorganized sector, they don't even ask for any documentation. They like you. They go and place that cash, and they, have money collectors to go and collect the money. So how do you convert them into something like this is going to be a challenge. It's really going to be a challenge. I think this itself is a very good start. Very good start for us to have reached this level. We do about 1 crore of lending every month. We have 20,000 borrowers. 5,000 lenders. In fact, I would be very happy if these numbers reach 5 lakhs and 2 million at one level, and we hit 100 crore figure. So I think it is slow, steady, but I think it's surely doing the trick.
So our revenue model is very simple, that since we are saving the money for borrowers, ensuring that lenders make more money, we take a percentage from the lenders, approximately 2%, a little more than that from the borrowers.
So benefit, why globally P2P has become so big? The benefit is twofold, both for borrower as well as for the lender. For the borrower, they can save from 2% to up to 6% on their interest rates. And similarly for the lender, they can earn more than their fixed deposits or whatever money is lying in the bank, right from 2 to 3% up to even 10 to 12%. If they are a guy who is able to take risk, he can earn up to more than 10% of the rates what he is getting from the bank. So what I'm technically saying is that one can earn as high as 25% on a peer-to-peer platform. People can lend a max of 7 lakh rupees on the platform, but the platform is open to give out loans up to 20 lakhs. But there is a limitation from the lending side and also from the borrowing side, because since it's peer-to-peer, multiple people lend you. So the borrower has to take money from multiple people. So that becomes a challenge for the borrower. So good size is between 5 lakh to 7 lakhs, the maximum size, and a minimum, one can borrow 30,000 to 50,000, whatever. Not less than 50,000 actually. I think what we are looking at to kind of do an IPO in the next 6 years, 5 to 6 years, and that's what we are targeting and that's what we're gunning towards. And Faircent, I think what we see Faircent doing is reducing the cost of borrowers, and we want to be known for the borrowers. We are an organization known to be reducing costs for the borrowers, and I think we will continue the journey of reducing the cost for borrowers whichever way that we can.
Friends and family, it ranged as usual from "Are you mad? We are with you." I think the most important thing was the reaction or the support of your immediate family, that is my wife and my father. I think they were highly supportive. Actually, they egged me on to do it.
Indian middle class suffers this, the stigma, at least, at our generation. I'm not one of those young entrepreneurs, we're 40 plus. So we had our own set of challenges. We had a family, we had, wife, kids and all to take care. And the social setup that we come from, first instances would be always be, "Arey, why are you doing something like this?" But there were people who were very, very positive about the journey that we were trying to take. Especially my wife was very supportive.
One of the definitions which I liked was that an entrepreneur is a person who jumps off a cliff and is able to make an airplane on the way down. That's one of the one, though it's making it too romanticized and all that. But yes, entrepreneur is a person who's passionate.
I think what I believe, entrepreneurs are people who create value. I think that's the more precise definition. Please don't work for people who fund you or give you money. Please work for your customers.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.